Driving on a good road is one of the best feelings for any driver. The absence of potholes, bumps, vibrations, and a well-maintained and well-marked road is not just a matter of comfort, but also of safety. Safety not just for the driver and the vehicle, but also for the people nearby, since the occurrence of accidents is lower and the amount of disturbing noise is also lower. However, keeping an asphalt road in perfect condition is a real nightmare and an almost impossible mission for most governments in many countries, including very well-developed countries. When there is at least a paved road, the road is in terrible condition. When the road is in good condition, it's only good for a small stretch. When the road is good for a long stretch, the signage or lighting is probably terrible. But there's a reason behind this situation. The reason is that keeping asphalt roads in perfect condition is costly and not very beneficial. A newly opened asphalt road may need maintenance after a few months, while a concrete road lasts 20 to 40 years without maintenance. While the lifespan of an asphalt road is about 10 to 30 years with maintenance, a concrete road lasts over 50 years with maintenance. An asphalt road starts to show structural problems and potholes just a few months after its construction. Conversely, a concrete road typically develops fine cracks as its first signs of damage only years or decades after construction. But it doesn't stop there. Asphalt roads need costly materials like sand, crushed stone, gravel, and bitumen, a petroleum byproduct. It needs constant maintenance, making long-term costs extremely high. Asphalt is susceptible to cracks, potholes, deformations, and sinking due to heavy traffic, and especially under the weight of high-tonnage vehicles. It suffers from climate changes. In higher temperatures, asphalt can soften, causing sinking, and in lower temperatures it can crack due to contraction. And to add to all of this, asphalt roads can be noisier for vehicles and absorb more heat, contributing to the formation of urban heat islands. In addition, the asphalt production process produces greenhouse gases. However, concrete roads cost much more to build. However, the low maintenance requirements end up making up for it right away. They require a very long curing time, which can take several days or even weeks, delaying their release for use. If there's a need to break up a section of the road for the construction of some infrastructure, like a sewage system, the work ends up being much more expensive and labor-intensive compared to an asphalt road. But looking at the disadvantages of both types of roads, it becomes more than clear that concrete roads are better, cheaper, and easier to maintain in the long run compared to asphalt ones. And if they're so good, why aren't they widely used in dozens of cities around the world? Asphalt is a ubiquitous material in road construction, and that's because it's usually the most economical option from a project completion standpoint, and it's generally cheaper than concrete. Asphalt roads can be finished and open to traffic more quickly than roads paved with other types of materials. Asphalt is known as flexible pavement because every time a load is applied to it, it gives a little and then returns to normal. Although asphalt is relatively soft and deteriorates more quickly than concrete, its maintenance and repair are easier and less costly than the maintenance of concrete pavements. In addition, the asphalt road provides a more comfortable and quieter driving surface than concrete roads. Asphalt provides better traction than concrete, and its dark color, which absorbs heat, helps with the evaporation of rainwater and the melting of snow and ice. The absorbent and porous nature of asphalt also allows rainwater, oil, and vehicle fluids to penetrate the material instead of accumulating on the surface, which could cause hydroplaning, something that doesn't happen on concrete roads, which do not allow the free flow of liquids, causing such liquids to remain on the surface for much longer. This can cause the vehicle's tires to lose grip on the road surface, which could quickly lead to a serious accident. which means that asphalt offers safety advantages and economic benefits. In addition, asphalt is 100% recyclable, unlike concrete. The construction of an asphalt road involves 4 main stages. Earthworks, which is the leveling of the ground. Soil compaction uses compacting rollers to ensure the soil supports upper layers without collapsing. The base, which is the application of layers of granular materials such as crushed stone or gravel, to distribute the loads and prevent sinking. And finally, the application of the asphalt layer. This whole process can take weeks or even months, depending on the project and the expected traffic demand for that road. However, the application of the last stage, which is the asphalt layer, takes only a few hours, even when dealing with several kilometers. And 1 kilometer of paved road can cost between $369,000 and $738,000. This depends on several factors, such as the width of the road, the type of asphalt used, and the initial conditions of the terrain. The inclusion of complementary infrastructure, such as drainage and signage, the difficulty in accessing the location, and even the level of corruption present. With all these characteristics and advantages, asphalt is more suitable for roads without heavy traffic, and especially without a lot of heavy vehicle traffic. On the other hand, concrete roads, also known as rigid pavements, are roads built with concrete panels that offer high durability, less need for maintenance, greater visibility and road safety, and environmental benefits compared to asphalt roads. Although it has a higher and more time-consuming initial construction cost, choosing concrete can result in unprecedented long-term savings due to its longer lifespan and lower need for interventions, such as frequent pothole patching. They are built with Portland cement and basically follow the same steps of prior soil preparation before receiving the cement layer. The main difference is that they require steel reinforcements made of metal forms or side guides, which will serve as a frame for the concrete layer. And most importantly, these roads need joints, which are intentional cuts both transverse and longitudinal every 6 meters or so, to control cracking caused by the contraction and expansion of concrete due to temperature variations. When all these steps are followed during construction, concrete roads become truly strong and rigid, and they allow the load applied by vehicles to be distributed more evenly over the base. This reduces the occurrence of permanent deformations in the soil and extends the lifespan of the airplane. In fact, concrete roads can last from 20 to 50 years with minimal or even no major maintenance when well designed, and can go beyond 80 years with proper maintenance. In addition, they are more than perfect for the constant traffic of heavy vehicles, such as cargo and passenger trucks, since the structure withstands dynamic loads very well. A good example of this is the Autobahns in Germany, built during the government of Adolf Hitler for heavy use during the war, for the passage of war tanks, heavy trucks, and troop transport. Some of these concrete highways built between 1934 and 1942 are still in operation today, and it's possible to find original concrete sections that have been used for almost 90 years. In terms of maintenance, concrete ones win because they only require occasional repair interventions, such as joint sealing and localized corrections. Potholes are highly unlikely to occur. Another advantage is that concrete doesn't soften at high temperatures, unlike asphalt, which suffers permanent deformations in the heat. It has greater resistance to the effects of rain, floods, water infiltration, and even to light, moderate, and severe damage. This makes it ideal in practically all regions, especially in tropical and humid areas. Another feature of concrete roads is their better nighttime visibility. The color, much lighter compared to asphalt, reflects more and better the light from car headlights, increasing the driver's situational awareness. In addition, it also reflects the light from street lamps better. And, in fact, Concrete roads require much less public lighting to achieve a good level of brightness, quite the opposite of asphalt roads. Studies have already proven that concrete roads require less nighttime lighting because the material has a high reflectivity, which means fewer lamps are needed, and this makes these roads more economical to maintain. Not to mention that during the day, its light surface helps reduce the urban heat island effect. In short, asphalt roads are chosen more often and are more common because they are cheaper to build, can be completed in a much shorter time, and their maintenance is faster. It also offers better grip and absorbs water and liquids more effectively. However, they last only a few months before they start to show the first structural problems, and they must undergo maintenance regularly, which makes their long-term cost extremely burdensome for any country. On the other hand, concrete roads are better, more durable, and have a lifespan 2 to even 3 times longer than asphalt. They can last from 20 to 50 years with little or no maintenance. There are no frequent potholes. They handle heavy and intense traffic much better and have good reflectivity. However, they are more expensive to build and take longer before they can start receiving traffic. If these are plausible reasons for not being adopted and used on a large scale in practically every city around the world, I want to hear your opinion here in the comments.